Hey, this is Pierre Vidracot working at Planet Technologies. Let's talk about Loop and let's show you how it works. A part of it, live components. There's a feature that is available if you're in preview. This is called live components and you can find it in a chat and a meeting. So I'm gonna just show you how it works and how it works on a computer. So in the chat and a meeting on the smartphones, that's why you're seeing my smartphone and on the web page. So first, how do I initiate it? So in the chat, I can type this live component. I can select what I want to, what kind of live components I want to use. For let's take the example of task list, and I can have task name. So I can have a list of tasks. Um, whatever task you want. So on my smartphone, if I go to the message, as soon as I publish this live component, I will be able to see it. And if I click on the component, I will see it more in a better view. So I can type here. So I can change the title. And as you can see, it changed in the chat and in the on my smartphone. I can assign people, add mention the person. So I can add mention. It doesn't find, so I'm gonna add mention me. Apparently on the smartphone, I cannot add mention. So here you see in the chat, I cannot see really well. So I'm gonna click here and that will show you in the browser. That's the same version of the component in the browser. So here, when I add mention, I can add mention somebody else. So here, apparently it works better. So it's a preview, that's why maybe on smartphone I don't have access to the gal. I can select the date, so that's picker. You can do the same here. And whatever, in fact, I can do whatever I want. So as you can see, when I type in the fluid component in the browser, it will modify its view in the chat and on the smartphone also. So it's really fluid in all the environments, desktop, web, and uh, and smartphone. You have the same component that will evolve at the same time. And if you were several people, I will see just like here. I can see who's typing here. So that's because you can see when I'm clicking on my smartphone somewhere, it takes my identity because I'm connected with my identity on both sides here. I can see who's typing here. So not only you can add text components, like you can add mention. There's other features you can do. Let me try to do one here. So from the smartphone, I can Press the plus sign. So let's try to do something, add a task, and I can add a, let's try play, so I can navigate in the table, in the task. I have several dynamic menu that appears. So in here, for example, on text, I can mention somebody. So I can mention saying and adding a comment. So the comment from me to me saying something. And as you can see, it should reflect everywhere. Oops, I didn't type it. Let's go back. I think I didn't type correctly at the right place, so let's delete everything and redo it. So I'm gonna type the comment. So Pierre de la Côte is saying, is it just about loop? And I can add mention. Apparently here on mobile I can only add mention me. Maybe it's because I'm in the chat in a meeting where there's only me, while in fact I can do more in the browser and in the desktop, so that might change. So you have other features like you can change I guess you can bold things, you can change how it is displayed. Apparently not the title, but there's different options when you're typing text that appear on the mobile app, and that's pretty cool because whatever you change, is it if you're in the desktop on the browser or on the smartphone, it will change everywhere. You will see who's working where, so that's pretty impressive. And that technology will come to emails. So you will have, if you're using this component in email, you will see it in email. Another point, you see, when I add mention myself, I should have received an email. So let's see if I received an email. So I received an email here, and I can directly, if I was not there during when this loop component was typed, I can click on here, and it directly launches the web page, as you can see here, and I can find the loop component. And you might see this is stored in the OneDrive where I created it. So it's since in Team Chat, it's in the Microsoft Team Chat. So you can probably, if I filter by newer to older, I will see this component. This is a file, and so that's how you can share that with other people, and that's how the fluid component is accessible to everybody, because finally the document is stored in OneDrive. It's a component that is seen as a document, and then you can use it in different environments. So potentially it will be available for anywhere access. So that's why it's working on mobile, on desktop, but also it will be potentially. I didn't try it available to external access. So all the benefits of OneDrive will be leveraged by live loop, live components, and the file extension is .fluid. Hope this was helpful.